Hello, guys. Today we are going to be doing our November pay period number one. So let's go ahead and get started. It's the time for sweaters and hats and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead. We could do green. All right. So November. This is pay period number one. First, we're going to obviously go ahead and we have our rent, and we did get our renewal for our rent. It starts in January and it's actually going down. I think about $20. It's going down to $1,030. So that's really good. And again, we have a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, and we live in Georgia. All right. So our car insurance, we talked about this in the last video. That is $220. Our phone bill for this pay period is $22. If you're new here, we do pay my mother-in-law's phone bill, and we are with Helium. And then our subscriptions are $24. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all how much this pay period. So this pay period, I'm gonna have to write it over here. Our checks were $2,969. So this weekend, we did go to my nephew's 5th birthday party. They had it at Urban Air. It was really fun. And my sister ordered a Sonic mascot to come through. But it was so much fun. And Sonic was there for 45 minutes. My nephew, he was walking Sonic around, holding his hand. He was like, "This is my buddy Sonic." It was just so cute. And that's a memory he'll remember forever. It was a great weekend. We also went to a baby shower for my husband's friend from high school. So that was good. And then we stayed at my mother in law's house. So, all of that to say, we did spend some money. So, I need to put this back into our account, and that was $69. We stayed at my mother in law's house. We bought her breakfast, of course. And then we had lunch one day. If you don't know, so we do keep a buffer in our joint account. But I just like to make sure if it's something that we didn't plan for, I like to put it back instead of taking from that buffer, because that has to stay there. All right. And then we also paid for our portion of the cabin trip coming up in December. So my siblings and I were having a sibling holiday, and so we're going to Clayton, Georgia, and we've got a cabin, and it was only $230 per sibling. I have a lot of siblings, but so we just went ahead and paid that. We had $151 in our vacation envelope from when we were stuffing, and so we just had to take $87 from our budget. So very exciting for that. It's going to be the weekend after Christmas, and yeah. All right, so that is all we'll add here. Now we can go ahead and add this up. So we've got our rent, we've got our car insurance, the phone, subscriptions, unbudgeted, and we've got that payment. All right, so our bills were $1,475. All right. And then let's go over and do our spending money. So this is the same $200 for me, and then $200 for my husband. Towards the end of the year, we're trying to have more spending money so that we don't do like we did last year and pay for things with our credit. So we're trying this out, and I mean, so far it's been working well. I've been seeing little stuff here and there, and we don't really celebrate Christmas, like as far as like buying gifts and stuff, but you know. All right, so that is spending, and then let's go ahead and do. That's it over here. So let's go ahead and do our living bonder today. We're gonna cash the $500, and then last but not least is our debt. So our Wells Fargo loan, the minimum is $375, and then our student loans will get whatever is left. So we have our income $2,969, and then minus 1475, minus 400, minus 500, minus 375. All right, so we're going to put $219 on our student loans for this pay period. All right. So now we are going to go ahead and look and see what rollover we have and move our rollover to our safety bonder, and then we'll cash stuff this living bonder. So our goal right now is health expenses. All right. So let's go ahead and we are pulling all the money from October left. We're going to go to groceries first. So everything in groceries is going to come out. So it should be $82. 50, 60, 70, 80, 81, 82. All right, and I'm just going to update this to let myself know that we are taking this out. Let's put save minus 82, so that will be at 0. All right, just set that there. And then we're going to go to, what else are we doing? Household. Do household first because this one also gets emptied out. So it should be $76 here. Let's go ahead and let myself know we are taking this 76 out, so the household will now be at 0 for a fresh start for November. And this should be 76, 50, 60, 70, 75, $76. Okay. And then laundry, I did decide we're going to leave $75 in laundry at the start of every month. So right now, laundry has $95. So 95 minus 75. So we're going to take out $20 to save. So save minus 20, and then we're leaving $75 in laundry. All right, so let's see if laundry has a 20. It does. So that 20 should go over here to this stack. This should be 75, 50, 60, 70, 75. That is right. Let's set that one there. Put that back. And then I'm just going to dry laundry real fast. All right, because we're not doing anything in laundry, anything else. All right, so that was $20 from laundry. And then we have the 76 from household, the 82 from groceries. All right, so 178 this month to save. So let's see. Actually, let me put these, I'm gonna leave that on the calculator. Let me put these back. Because, so that is groceries. And I know which is which based on the amounts because, yeah. All right, and then the 76 was household. All right. Sit this back up here. So this should be 178. So So I'm going to count it, make sure it's 178, and then I'm going to condense it before I go to the safety binder because, oh my gosh, the time I had last time, it was so difficult for me, and I don't know why. All right, so let's go ahead and gather all of this. So we should have 178. So minus 100, 20, 40, 60, minus 60, minus 15, minus 3. Perfect. All right, so this is 178. Let's see what we can do here. And I probably have to condense again in the envelope because I don't know what's in there. So let's do a 100, 20, 40, 50. Let's do a $50 bill. All right, and then it should be good from there. Perfect. 178. All right, now let's go ahead and go to our health expenses, and let's go ahead and, all right, here's my little huge paper clip from Walmart. Let's go ahead and add this to the tracker. Oh my gosh, we're almost there. Okay, so let's see what we're at. So today we are adding 178. And then let me just see what, oh, girl, we are not adding 178. We're not adding 178 because it's at 981. I totally forgot. So what I ended up doing, and I need to update that too. What I ended up doing was going through our joint account and seeing what we had left over at the end of last month. Some things were refunded. So I added that into this envelope because I considered it rollover. I also added my husband and I both get $200 for spending money, but we don't necessarily spend it all. So I also added our rollover here from that as well. Okay, so let me go ahead and see. So we have 178, but we don't need 178 in here. 981 is currently in this envelope. So 981 minus, well, look, 1,000 actually, because that's our goal, minus 981. So oh my gosh, we only need $19. All right, so 19 health. So let me put plus 19, and that will make us have $1,000, guys. Oh my gosh. All right, so I totally condensed for no reason, but it's okay. It'll be a longer video. So $19. I'm gonna redo this in a minute because we actually don't need that. All right, and I have this 500. Let me grab a $1,000 placeholder. And all of my little placeholders, I just printed these out. Like I just put it on a Google Doc and printed them out so that I can have unlimited placeholders because yeah. All right, so we are at the $1,000 mark in our health expenses. All right, I will print a fully funded thing for this. So let me see how I have this one. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in here. So we have 178, 178 minus the 19. So we have 159 going into our next envelope. Let me go ahead and color in the health window. All right, so our next envelope, I want to say is family crisis. So let's go ahead and bring this back. So we have 159 going into family crisis. So family crisis is at 350. All right, 159. 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. So 150, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. So 159 going into family. All right, so let's count it and see what we have. And then I did put a little mini savings tracker in here, which I will color that in just a second. All right, so in family crisis, we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 450, 500, 505, 506, 507, 508, and $509. All right, I'm going to take this and grab this $500 placeholder. All right, so $509 in family crisis. So we just added 159. It is at 509. I made each of these $36. So we have, how much is here? All right, we have 509 divided by 36. So we should have 14 of these colored in. All right, so close that, and then I'm going to put my little clip to let me know that next month in the first pay period, this is where we are. So it's at $509. So I can color in 5 circles. All right, and that is all in here. Now we are going to put the additional cash tray up, and we're going to cash stuff our living binder for November. All right, guys, now let's go ahead and cash up this. So we're going to go ahead and go back to our groceries. Our groceries for this pay period is going to get $300. So 100, 150, 200, and 300. All right, so 100, 200, 250, 300. So groceries now has $300. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and go to gas. Gas is going to get $100. It currently has $207 in gas. So 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. All right, and then let's see here. So gas now has 100, 200, 20, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300, 305, 306, 307. 307 and we like to keep a buffer in gas because we never know when we're going to need to go home, and we live like an hour and 30 to 2 hours away from both of our parents and families. All right, and then the last thing we're going to do in here is our household envelope. We're going to go ahead and give this one $100. So 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. So 100 in household. All right, and that is all that I have for you guys today. If you made it this far, give this video a like. Thank you guys so much for stopping in and bearing with me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.